fine. And hopefully my noise is not too noisy. Is my sound okay?
Yeah.
You can hear me cool? Right, great. So we are recording and I'm going to see if I can drop that down. Thanks for your patience while we just figure out the IT things. I love doing this session. I was actually pumped when Stacey said today, let's do it. And I was like, yeah, totally, let's. And now I'm getting messages from people. Sorry, I feel like my lighting is really bad here, but that's okay because you're going to watch the screen anyway. So this is Daily Essentials. Yay. Basic starter class. So if you haven't been to one of these sessions before, then I hope that you are going to take away a lot from today. If it's been a long time, then every time I do this session, 100%, there's something different. So maybe you will learn something, and Stacey's going to be interjecting as and when she feels she wants to, and also posting in comments as well. So if you've got any questions, make sure you post them. So the goal of this class is to tell you just 3 cool things about essential oils, 3 ways to use oils, and how you can get these oils in your home. Stace, can you keep an eye on the waiting room as well if people jump
Yes, I can.
I'm just going to focus on this. Thanks, lovely. So this is me. This is me with my boys. So just to make it, just for a bit of perspective there, I'm a mum of 3 little boys, and there's my gorgeous husband. I'm also a registered nurse. I'm predominantly ICU and emergency critical care areas has been my area of expertise. So I've always had proper sick patients, but I definitely come from a health background. So me getting started with essential oils was because of my son not being very well. I'm just going to move that around. I don't know what you guys can see. You can probably change it on your own end, but I'm just going to try and put my face in a spot where it's not over words and things. So what is an essential oil? So for me, I genuinely thought that it was just an expensive way for hippies to make their houses smell good. I didn't understand that there was such a massive health benefit, and when it was explained to me, I was like, yes, but what vitamins and minerals and what are we talking about? But these are volatile aromatic compounds. So the basic version of that is that the concentrated areas of the plants that the plant uses for protection, obviously environmental threats, insects, all of that kind of stuff, and they all have unique healing properties in them. So what has happened with either cold steam or cold pressed or steam distill is the 2 ways that we get essential oils out of the plant, and they come from anywhere. So the root, the bark, the leaf, the seed, flower, any part of the plant we make essential oils from, depending on what the therapeutic benefit is that we are after. So they're tiny organic little molecules, which is why we don't use we use diffusers rather than humidifiers. You don't want to heat essential oils because you'll chemically change the molecular structure of those compounds. So when you're talking about these certified pure therapeutic grade oils, you don't want to be heating them because you will change their therapeutic benefit. I will mention a little bit more about that as we go along. So 3 cool things about essential oils. They are safe. So safe. You need some safety guidelines, which is 100% why doTERRA has chosen this way of educating, so that you don't just pick something up off the shelf and then you burn your skin, or you take the lacquer off your tables, or you use them the wrong way. But when you know how to dilute them down and use them in the right way, they're absolutely so safe for you. So they're 100% natural. Just because they're a natural product doesn't mean that they're not potent, and they're extracts obviously from the plants with the healing benefits. So that's what I explained before. So we talk about how naturopaths, who we love, do a lot of healing with herbs. Essential oils are 50 to 70 times more concentrated than what they are in their herb form. So this is how we see people get such epic results at a different rate with using essential oils, myself included. I felt like I was hemorrhaging cash and not really getting anywhere, and then I started using these essential oils as plant power and being able to see results, particularly in my children to begin with, and then in the mid-term and longer term in myself has been massive. So peppermint is an oil which I have next to me. So I love peppermint oil. Oh, so many uses for this. But we talk about it as being energizing. I put it at the beginning of this slide so that I can make sure I have a good whiff. Wake me up at this time of night when I feel like I wanted to curl into the cot with my baby tonight and just stay there with him. Gives you energy, promotes clear breathing. I love starting my day actually putting a drop or two of this on the bottom of the shower floor, and the steam. I use peppermint and eucalyptus to wake me up in the morning. It's cooling, so amazing for temperatures. Instead of grabbing the Nurofen or Panadol out of the cupboard the other night, we used peppermint oil with some fractionated coconut oil on the soles of feet and on his head. Him being my little baby, so he's like 21 months or something at the moment. But we use this on all our kids, and if fevers and temperatures cooling, you can use it in a mister, use it as a cooling spray in summer, as well as using it in your bench top spray, because the ants hate it. Bugs don't love this one at all. So I don't know if I mentioned, 1 drop of this is equal to 28 cups of peppermint tea. So we're talking about that sort of level of potency. Next one here, we're talking about the effect, okay? So you can see in that graphic that the essential oil is actually penetrating the cell wall, so going through the membrane there and actually getting inside the cell. So something that we talk about promoting healthy cellular function, frankincense, but also On Guard. So On Guard is great for sore throats. I had somebody on the phone to me last night, and just like I said, this session is different every time. This is why you want to come to these live or watch them in the month that I do them. On the phone to me last night, and she was like, oh yeah, I went away and I took my On Guard with me, and I was like, well, how are you using it? She said, I'm just diffusing it, but I never ever get sick. I don't know why I'm so sick. So what's happened recently, guys, is most people have been locking down and they've been removing themselves from normal function, normal society, and that has dropped your immune system. So if you've been hanging out in your house and you haven't been seeing the people that you normally would, you haven't been in public areas touching surfaces that everybody else has been touching, your immune system has actually dropped. That's why we're seeing so much of our flu season already kicking in, and our winter stuff is accentuated because we've come into this colder period of the year, which traditionally when we get the majority of our pneumonias and everything else happening more so at this time of year than any other time, obviously. That's the season. Doing that directly after, we've all just dropped our immune systems, because that's what happens when you're not out and about and you're naturally building it up all the time. So On Guard, I mentioned to her, you can actually dilute it down with some fractionated coconut oil and put it directly on your throat for sore throats. We use this baby in our porridge of a morning. There's a roller of that. This one, actually, I put a roller top on it, and I will use that at my front door, and that gets rolled up my kid's spine, or the stronger blend. So if you've got little kids or you don't like the smell of On Guard, I highly recommend this one. The predominant features of this are cedarwood, linseed, rose, and frankincense. So this is another protective blend. I just mentioned the stronger one here because that's similar from a protection point of view with the On Guard touch. So you can use that, and just a drop, if I'm out and about and I don't have my spray on me, then I'll put a drop of that in my hands and rub that around, and that is a really effective germ killer. So incredible. The On Guard blend is a must-have for every home. Lavender. So really the point here is interesting from an affordability point of view. So you'd say to me, why would I use your lavender that's $28 a bottle as opposed to lavender that I can get from elsewhere for $18 a bottle? Well, it's comparing, you're sort of looking at a bowl of fruit versus a bowl of Fruit Loops in effect. Lavender like this, it's totally pure. It's had no synthetic additives. There's nothing else in it. And I won't go into when Emily first went to Bulgaria. She was looking at lavender being distilled for doTERRA specifically, and they said, well, what kind of lavender do you want? And she was like, well, what do you mean? Is essential oils is lavender not just lavender? I just want the pure plant. And they gave her all these different options for all these different ways of doing it, and she was completely horrified how different lavender essential oil can be. So calming for your mind, calming for your skin. It's an antihistamine, and you are using 1 to 2 drops of this for every purpose, as opposed to using half a bottle that I would be in ICU for a sponge bath for somebody. I use 2 to 3 drops of this in my son's bath. All three of them, the three boys there. Throw a few Epsom salts in with your bath as well. Stace, can you make sure everybody else is muted because the screen's just flicking around a little bit for me? Thank you. So choose really carefully. Okay, I kind of touched on this, but the difference between doTERRA, you're looking at its potency, how effective it is. There's so many different grades of essential oils. We are certified pure therapeutic grade. So that's still that little orange wedge in there, which I still find fascinating, this graphic, given that we're the largest essential oil company in the world. And that is still the only little part that we are in that pie graph. So we're the only company in the world who harvest plants in their natural habitat from everywhere, okay? And it also there is where they're grown the best. So we do grow things like tea tree in other places in the world. Obviously tea tree is native to Australia, and we have a massive distillery in Coffs Harbour, I think, Port Macquarie. But we use that for supporting developing countries as well. So if there's another climate where we can grow things better. But they are obviously the plant where it's thriving and where it's grown the best is where you're going to get the best quality product. So there's not some big farm in America with the peppermint next to the lemons, next to the lavender. Okay, this is really, really important. You would know that the quality of the things that you can grow in Queensland are quite different from the things that you can grow at my home in Christchurch, right? The plants are different depending on the environment. The other point that's massive here is that stringent in-house and then outside, so third-party testing is done on every single bottle of oil. If you want to go to the Source to You website, there's a code at the bottom of every single bottle of oil. I don't know if you can see this one here. So there's an expiry date and there's a code there. So you can go to www.sourcetoyou.com and have a look at all the chemical constraints and its full disclosure, everything you want to know from a chemical point of view about that specific bottle of essential oil is available for public. So go and have a look at that if you want to. And they're got no fillers, no additives, nothing else added to them, which is very unique to doTERRA actually. 3 ways to use essential oils. So aromatically, this is the safest and easiest way to get started using essential oils, and totally what I do every single day. So being able to use essential oils aromatically will positively affect your mood. You're cleansing the air, you're supporting your respiratory symptoms. So when you are talking about affecting your mood, when we inhale something, it's going through your olfactory system and straight into your limbic system. So we talk, I do a whole session on emotions, which is different to this one, so we won't dive into that, but you can use them aromatically by putting a drop on your hand or sniffing it straight out of the bottle, wearing it on your clothes, using a cold steam diffuser. We have a range of different diffusers that you can purchase. And they are, like I said, cold steam so that you're not messing with the molecules of that. The other way is using them topically. So topical essential oils are really effective because you have localized benefits. So I had somebody turn up at my house last night. I had been working with my husband and had a whole lot of pain stuff going on. 2 things I did with him, not aromatic, topical and internal. So I actually gave him some Copaiba soft gels because he had some nerve damage that's been causing havoc on him for the last 7 weeks. And topically, I gave him some Ice Blue rub. So Ice Blue is one that comes in the top 10 essential oils. You get that in a 5 ml bottle. You can dilute that down and put that on topically. I love adding Frankie to that to boost him up, and also lemongrass is another really effective anti-inflammatory when we're talking about pain with that. Ice Blue rub is another way, same. It comes in a rub, which is a little bit different. So localized benefits, you've got a sore hammy or knee or shoulder or whatever, that's where you go to point of concern. Same with digestion. You go to your stomach where your digestive system is doing its work or feeling a bit off balance. You can use essential oils directly on your tummy there. And then internal, so you can take them internally. You can use a veggie capsule. So not all of them are safe for internal use, but it's pretty obvious. I think it's pretty obvious the ones that are and the ones that aren't. Ice Blue is definitely one that is not, and it has written on the side of the bottle not to be taken in capital letters. Something like lemon, obviously, you know lemon, you would pick one off a tree and eat it, so that is something that would be safe for internal use, and I use that in my water all the time. Take a citrus oil and big glass of water is a starting point. First thing every day, having citrus and filtered water is really important to kickstart everything and be doing that natural cleansing. And you can also take them under your tongue. So taking them under the tongue, something like Piba, which I mentioned before for nerve damage. So that would be something that I take internally, and frankincense every day in that oral route. So lemon, we were just mentioning that. So it's a cleanser. The point here when we're using essential oils internally, so you can use this to clean your bench tops or your digestive system. So when you're taking essential oils internally, you want to make sure that you are taking them in a veggie capsule and taking them straight down, or when you're suspending them in fluid, that you are using, sorry, I think there's people in the whoopsie, so that you are using them in glass, stainless steel, or ceramic. Please don't use essential oils in plastic, because it'll pull the petrochemicals out of the plastic and suspend it in there, and then you'll be drinking that down. Digestin. So Digestin is our digestive blend, like it sounds, and that is for all things digestive. So everything from motion sickness, car sickness, nausea, diarrhea to constipation. You can take this baby internally as well. So in the ways that I mentioned, in a capsule, you can buy it in a soft gel as well, taking it in your water, suspending it in fluid, having it in a shot of almond milk, if that's the way that you choose to take it. Or I find the most effective is putting it straight on my belly, rub clockwise with some fractionated coconut oil. The reason why we use a carrier oil is so that you're not losing so much to evaporation, and you're getting a better surface area, and that it's penetrating the cells as well. We talk about that in our continued education, some of the reasons why. We go a bit deeper into that. So that's an 8-week course that we run, that is available to anybody who is in this team or in our Holistic Wellness Collective, and you're welcome to come in and jump in and join. You complete that series, we also give you a free diffuser. So Ice Blue, I mentioned that one already. So I didn't say it eased head tension, but that is a great one to be using for that as well. Easy Air, now this was the big game changer product in my home, also known as Breathe. So don't get confused with that one. Easy Air Breathe, same thing. So this is for opening up your airways. Like I mentioned for my son, this was the massive thing with him. He was on constant inhalers and antibiotics because of his respiratory condition. And we started using this and the immune support, so On Guard and Easy Air, and that massively changed what goes on with him. So Easy Air is something that we use daily in my household, pretty much all year round, but definitely less during summer. Definitely this time of year, we are pumping that in diffusers overnight with a couple of drops of lavender. We put it on our clothes in the morning, or I rub it on their chest as well. This month, 10% off the Easy Air stick, and I did have one near me, because my box arrived today. So this is the Easy Air rub. So that's the same essential oil that comes in a handy stick, so you can use that like your Vicks Vapor Rub and what have you. Wild Orange. So this energizing, uplifting, focus and calm, beautiful essential oil. So citrusy again, so you can take that internally. Great for energy. It's not in the top 10 essential oils, but often this is one of the first things that you need to get your hands on outside of the top 10. This and Copaiba and Balance, those are probably the 3 ones that you need outside. Would you agree, Stace, that they would be the ones to go to after the top 10 essential oils? Frankie. So Frankie boy, if in doubt, get frankincense out. He is the king of all oils. We add him to anything. He amplifies the effect of the essential oil that he is paired with. He promotes calm feelings. He's great for anti-aging. So you can be using him. So like I take this one under my tongue. I also put that directly on my skin. Just a note on topical use, all of the top 10 essential oils, frankincense and lavender are the only ones that you would use neat. So neat just means undiluted, everything you want to use with a carrier oil. And Frankie Boy is one of the big hitters. So his sourcing is quite different from something like Lemon, which is wholesale price, I think, is more like $13 a bottle. Frankie is like $120 a bottle. So he is a great one to get started with and one of the top 10 kits. And then for those who opt in to the incredibly generous loyalty rewards program, you'll get a free bottle of frankincense just on your shipping costs. So that's amazing. You get that credited back every month, and you can get yourself a bottle of frankincense after a few months, after 12 months of doing that. So cellular repair, you want Frankie boy in your house. So this point here, whoever wants to chime in, Stacey, you can feel free to throw in, or I can make some suggestions around what the top health concerns people generally come to us with. I hear a lot for chronic pain. I specialize in emotional stuff. So I get all of the mood things coming to me a lot, kids issues, but predominantly mood, digestion, hormones, skin. Have a think. If you're watching this live now, write it down. If you're watching it back, write it down. Have a think about. And if I said to you, what are your wellness goals? You might go, oh, gee, I haven't really thought about that before. But if I said, what are 3 things that you want more of or less of, then I find that question helps shift it down a bit for you. So you might want more energy. You might want less stress. You might want more sleep. Whatever it is, have a little think there. Anybody want to ask any specific questions about this point before I carry on?
Well, Jess, just in the comments, sleep has come up numerous times.
Oh, okay.
As one of, we'd like more sleep or better sleep, better quality sleep, uninterrupted sleep, or
amen to that.
Yeah.
Not little people waking up, stress, hormones have a lot to play. Post-menstrual stuff, you have a lot of the menopause age range starting to wake up through the night as well as us mums with small people who are waking us up during the night, the babies. But it's one of the number one things that will shift everything with your health is getting good quality sleep. So I love that question is coming up as a predominant thing, Stace. Thanks for that. So in the top 10 essential oils, we would be talking about lavender and frankincense to be using for sleep. Then we also have Serenity Blend or Lavender Peace. Peace essential oil is different from Lavender Peace. There's a number of solutions that we have, and essential oils are dynamic. So they're similar to pharmaceuticals in the fact that we're looking at that health concern range and that they don't work the same for everybody. So I've had people that have been getting stoned every night and start using just neat lavender essential oil on its own and have amazing results. And I've had other people who can't stand lavender, but we've gone with some of the woodsy stuff, and that's made a huge difference with them. And also we have natural sleeping caps as well, so you can take them internally as well as using them topically and definitely aromatically. So I recommend all 3 ways. The other thing, actually I'm going to get to it, but in terms of sleep and energy, the Long Life Vitality range. Oh, there we go. Forgot that was the next slide. So you want to feel awesome? This, I cannot ever do an essential oil basics class without talking about, you're like, what? She's talking about supplements now? I just came to hear about oils. Okay, so you don't want to miss this. Whole food multivitamin. So all your multivitamins, minerals, this is like your mega supplement, as well as all your omegas. So your omegas in your mega complex, so 3, 6, and 9 fatty acids, also with 9 essential oils in that one as well. The alpha CRS is an antioxidant, cellular energy and longevity. So the people who actually developed this, the guy specifically, we got the privilege of hearing speak last year or possibly the year before, and how it all came to pass when he approached doTERRA about being able to create this level of supplement that isn't available anywhere else. So funny enough, it's not lavender, it's not peppermint. Our number one selling product is this Lifelong Vitality range. There's a 30-day 100% money back guarantee. So you try it and you don't get the results that you're after, then you can totally send it back and get your money back. So 3 ways to purchase essential oils. So retail, that is the most expensive, and you only pay retail in professional settings. If you're going to pick it off the shelf somewhere and it doesn't come with any support or education or anything else, that's when you're going to retail something. We don't recommend that you do that, because like you've turned up tonight, you're going to get education, and this is ongoing. We don't just sign you up or sell you something and ditch you to the curb. That is not our culture. We're pretty passionate about this lifestyle, and that involves ongoing education and support. Here's the point though, price. If you love getting good value and making sure that your dollar is going absolutely as far as it possibly can, then you're looking at number 3 option, but you are definitely going to go with the wholesale. So wholesale is 25% below retail cost for every individual product. And then the 0.3 there you can see is plus points. So that's when you opt in to our incredibly generous loyalty rewards program. I have a video on that. You're welcome to watch it. Actually, I recommend that you do, because I talk in that about becoming a rewards genius, not just understanding the program. Okay, it takes a little bit to get your head around. So what are the starter kits? Okay, so you can get started with one essential oil and pay $35 to get that ongoing education, the support from us, all of the welcome pack, all the things that come along with that, which is way more than $35 value. And one product, or you can opt in with any of our starter packs. So this is our Nature Solution Kit. This is when you stick your hand up and go, heck yes, I'm ready for a lifestyle shift. So this has our hand soap, the Ice Blue Rub, the Easier Rub, the Claricalm there, which is specific for hormones. We've got Past Tense, which is our tension blend for migraines. There's On Guard beadlets, which are hanging around in my desk right behind my laptop. Popping those throughout the day when you need that immune support and energy boost. Correct-X, which is like the go-to everything gel for skin. So you can whack that straight into any kind of wound, everything from Caesar scars to kids scraping up their knees. And that is a potent magic oil product. I should call it a product. It's got it's in the tube there on the left hand side, and that beautiful wooden box that you also get free, so you've got something to store your oils in straight away. Comes with a free diffuser, not the one in the picture, the 2.0, so the upgraded version of that, which actually now does 2, 6, and 12 hours. I think that one does 1, 2, and 4, and the other one definitely does 12 hours intermittent rate, so you can use it overnight. And it is no longer purple, praise the Lord. It's a lighter grey, kind of a wood grain color, so it's a bit different from the one in the picture. You can see the essential oils that you get in this pack, so the top 10 essential oils plus Purify, Smart and Sassy, and there's a few there that I haven't mentioned just because I wasn't endeavoring to teach you all the things tonight about essential oils. This is basic, tippy tip of the iceberg this evening. So we have ongoing education where you can get more information about all the individual products. Clicking. There we go, Home Essentials Kit. So this is by far our most popular starter pack. So you can buy it retail. Don't do that. Save your money. There's over $600 worth of products in this. You can get it for $330, and this is by far our most popular value pack. So you're getting all of the top 10 essential oils plus that diffuser for free. The only thing that you need to add into this is fractionated coconut oil. So if you can do that this month or next month, I recommend you get it with your kit so that you can open up your box and straight away be diffusing, and so using them aromatically, internally, and topically. Or if you love sweet almond oil or jojoba oil, feel free to use your own carrier. That's why it's not included in the kit. Family Essentials. Now this is the same top 10 oils, but instead of having so actually I was going to talk about oregano earlier and I haven't, maybe I'll do it with me. So oregano is like nature's antibiotic. And I'm pretty excited because this month, mine just arrived today, you're getting Summer Savory for free as a product of the month, which is a chilled out version of the oregano. So sometimes with using oregano in your cooking, it's beautifully herbaceous, Italian herb, obviously, to be using that. You put 2 drops of that in your bolognese, you might have wrecked it. It's potent stuff, whereas the Summer Savory doesn't have that level of flavor, but it's also incredible antiviral. Yep. and antibacterial. So using that for immune support. So this Family Essentials kit, you can see the difference if you can see me on screen there. The 15 ml bottle is 3 times the size of the 5 ml bottle. So this Family Essentials kit has got the 5 ml bottle. I'm not on the screen at the moment. I'm not sure Stacey's there. That's fine. That's right, when I'm holding something up. So the top 10 essential oils, I'll show you again when I come back on. The top 10 essential oils in 5 ml bottle, and instead of getting a free diffuser, you are getting the Smart and Sassy, which is our metabolic blend. So you can see the price point. The other one is definitely not 3 times the price. It's not even twice the price. And you are getting 3 times the amount of essential oil. But this is a great price point to get started at if you just want to dip your toes in. That we talk about this as our sample pack. So 3 types of people. So you can live the wellness lifestyle, which we highly recommend you do, and you can never tell another soul what you're doing. You can do it in your home with your doors closed and never mention it to anyone. Or you can do what most people end up doing and you share. You tell people, oh my gosh, I started using these oils and I've seen these incredible results. And you can reach out to anybody, the person who enrolled you, the person who invited you onto this Zoom tonight or sent you this link, how you can get your products paid for every month. And then there's another level, which is what we choose to do, is building a business around this. And I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. So this is a moment here which we often do in person, and it's one of my favorites to hear about how people have had essential oils impact their lives specifically. Stacey, have you got a wee testimony that you wanted to add in at this point, or you want me to keep going? How are we going for time?
Plenty of time. We can keep going. My most recent thing was about myself. I too started with, the oils for my children and wanting to help them and giving them, they had so many issues as little people. But recently, just coming off my bike, I've smashed up my face pretty good. And I had just the correct X there. So that was the first thing that went on my nose and my lips. And then after that settled down and with the ice, I the next day just put frankincense, myrrh and helichrysum with the carrier oil, and within 2 days the scabs were starting to peel off and the fresh skin was coming through. And it happened so quickly, and it was so amazing to see. And because I didn't put it on my knee, I didn't put the same oils on my knee, I kind of forgot about that scrape, and I've still got a scar. I can still see.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's so different, and there's nothing left on my face. And it was just it just happened. It was so much quicker. And I mean, I've had scabs before that have lingered for weeks, and this fresh skin, it just soaked up the oils, and it was something for me. I hadn't had an experience for me in such a long time, because it was always about the kids, and that was just my wow.
Yeah. That's a big moment. That's super cool. I hear stories like that all the time, as I'm sure you do, but it's nice to have those experiences. This morning in the car, school holidays, rainy day, 3 kids, mum needs a coffee. I need to stop saying I just need a coffee. I'm like, I just need Jesus, actually, but I also need my essential oils. So grabbed the Adaptive blend out of my bag and just on my wrist and on my neck, and was calmly able to enter a coffee shop with 3 small people. We definitely had takeaway, but they didn't break anything. It's kind of a big deal with my boys. They're hardcore right now. But being able to use that with all the things that we have to adapt to in this current environment is pretty hectic. So I've just popped this slide in here of being benefits of having a customer account. So one of the first points there is having, and you can do this with Stacey, you can do this with whoever invited you to this Zoom. It's me because I did this, so it's my name. That's the only reason. You can do a wellness consult with whoever. And then you get access to our community, our collective group. You can jump in from anywhere in the world. We have exclusive Facebook groups. We have an app that you can download onto your phone. We have free education, ebooks, all of the stuff, and a gift pack that'll come your way as well when you choose to get started with us. And you will always get that 25% discount. So if you're like, you guys are crazy, I don't want any support, I want to do this on my own, you are welcome to do that also, but you will continue to get that discount. And we are ongoing creating stuff all the time. So what's the next step after this session? You can expect an email from me or whoever invited you to this session on how you can get started with these products. And if you want tailored support, so if you're listening to me going, oh my goodness, I need all that stuff that she talked about, or I really need those supplements, how do I do that? And just the digestion or one other thing, then we can cater that for you, make a specific kit up for you, and talk about your top 3 health concerns. But right now, stick around for another 5 minutes. It says 10, but we'll do it quickly. I would like to say the only thing that is keeping you from what you want is your story about why you can't have it. It's your story. It's what we tell ourselves. And I know for myself, for a long time, I kept myself from healing because I was saying, I don't have time, or I can't afford it. Well, you can't afford not to, actually, is what I've realized. And man, my one regret is that I didn't jump in the way that I have sooner. So the joy of sharing essential oils, I've been asked to do this just very briefly. So if you're interested in some of the benefits about sharing these products, hauling buckets. So we've got to talk about this. This is a concept, if you have been working for an hourly rate your entire life, that you need to kind of pause and have a bit of think about. Are you hauling buckets? As in, you go every day. So this is a famous story about the man who was working outside of the village, and he's going and he's filling the water and coming back. And every day you have to do the same thing to get the same result, right? So you have to turn up to work to get paid your hourly rate. And he decided that he was going to go beyond that, and he started building a pipeline. So for a long time, he's still hauling buckets. He's still needing to get that water. But every day after work, he's laying some pipe. So he's digging and he's laying pipe, and he's making an impact on building that pipeline. And all of the work, you don't really see that underground until the day that you turn the spigot on and the water starts flowing, and you no longer have to haul buckets anymore. So the time that you put into building that pipeline has paid off, and now you're not only getting a benefit from not hauling buckets, but you're able to bless a lot of other people with. So that's where the abundance point comes in. So how much time is involved in being able to do this? So very briefly, if you want your oils paid for completely, then you're looking at the elite to premier rank. Don't be confused by the rank thing. It's just something that doTERRA use. And that is looking at about the $300 to $1,000 a month mark. You can take 6 weeks to get to that point if you want to, and we actually have a builder program rolling out again soon, where that is the 6 weeks to elite. You can take 3 to 5 hours a week. Yep, that's a minimum point to be able to achieve that goal within 2 to 6 months. So that's pretty amazing that if you're using these products and you love them, that you can spend a couple of months of putting in a number of hours a week, and then you will never have to pay for these products ever again. So that's huge, right? So that story you were telling yourself that you can't afford to show up in the way that you want to every day, you can recognize that story and you can shift it. So the second point is wanting to supplement your income. So that's about where I'm at the moment, running in this $1,000 to $5,000 a month kind of category. Now the main difference in that price actually comes down to structure and strategy. So you want to work with somebody who has done this business before. As you can see, there's a big difference between just putting in the hours, and that is the difference in the return that you will get. That's why there's such a range there. So you want to work with somebody like myself or Stacey, who is going to run you through a program that is going to give you the best results. We don't want you making time-wasting, expensive mistakes. We've done that ourselves. We're done doing that. So we'll show you how to do this without any of that extra excess energy. So that looks between 5 and 15 hours a week, or replacing your income. Now you can change the time frame and reduce the hours. So if you're looking at the diamond sort of replacing your income and you want to be paid at that kind of a level of 15 grand a month-ish, then you can take that many hours a week, or you can change the time frame on that. And that is a residual income, but we will continue to work. You're going to love it so much by then that you'll continue to want to show up. But you don't need to, right? You turn that tap on. The amount of effort that you put into that pipeline is what's going to have that flow coming out at the other end. So the rewarding thing about this is that you get out what you put in. We want to make sure that that's specific. So you're thinking, could this work for you? Are you passionate about health and wellness? It doesn't necessarily need to be essential oils. You might really love helping people and serving people, and you've had a personal experience with these oils. Do you love people? Right? You've actually got to care. You cannot do this business if you, if you are just in it for the money. Trust me, you really need to care about people, and we love working with people that do it. And the big point, can you follow a system? Can you follow a system and you can get it done? If you answered yes to those questions, then absolutely you could make this business work for you. So nature was our first remedy to lift the mind, renew the body, and to heal the heart. So I'm going to stop sharing there. Stacey, is there anything that you wanted to add in there, my friend?
Oh, we love our oils and just how they fit our home and just evolve with us, or as we grow and as our needs change. The oils are the same oils that are suitable for babies are suitable for middle-aged women. It's just so it's just so great that they grow with you, and the more you learn, the more you want to know, and it's just surrounded such a great community. So
it's like oils, everything with education though, isn't it? The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. So it's great being part of a lifelong learning journey. So I'm gonna stop